What's going on? Trying to do a quick one here to let people know that American presidents have been supporting the jihadis and the British have been supporting the jihadis and the French have been supporting the jihadis and the West in general thinks it knows better than the jihadis. But the West is kind of retarded. Jimmy Carter. He thought Khomeini was a Gandhi-like figure. Well, Gandhi's the reason that India was split in two. And a lot of that jihad comes out of Pakistan, Pakistani ISI. Now, what's done is done. Israel and Pakistan were created. Probably the most pragmatic step forward is a confederation, an Israeli-Palestinian confederation, a Pakistani-Indian confederation, regional organizations that can help regional powers deal with their issues without the West, scare quotes, butting in. That's NATO. NATO needs to go! NATO did this thing called Gladio, killing a lot of innocent European people. NATO bombed Yugoslavia, killing a lot of innocent people. Hillary Clinton talked about it, cackles about it, loves praising herself about it in her memoirs. No one thinks to call her out on this. I don't get it. Meanwhile, her friend Trump, well, at least he is on record that there were bombs in the Twin Towers. On 9/11, that's right, they were controlled demolitions, the Twin Towers as well as Building 7. No plane hit Building 7, and according to Barbara Honegger, who worked for Reagan and wrote the book October Surprise about that whole hostage crisis thing where Carter helps put Khomeini in power, and then Reagan's like, oh, how can I use this crazy Khomeini guy? I know, I'll have him extend the hostage crisis to take Carter out. So that's conservative Reagan. Like conservative Thatcher, Margaret Thatcher. Oh, she's so conservative. She's so conservative, she gave £2 million to the Taliban, you know, that group that, like, beats women openly in broad daylight. But hey, you know what? When I was protesting the Iraq War with a dude that had a beard, and he was like, oh, I'm pro-Taliban, you know, I didn't flinch, so that's how naive I was, right? Not realizing that this Muslim Brotherhood thing is real. Hitler cultivated it. It's another Masonic cutout. So everyone on the alt-right that, like, loves Hitler forgets that he's kind of the reason that Europe's been flooded by this Islamic migration wave. Ah, it's so crazy, it's so crazy, it's so crazy, it's so crazy. So, anyhow, Carter is not peace-loving. Reagan wasn't against terrorism. All stooges, all puppets of NATO. Oh yeah, that's the whole point. NATO's got to go. NATO exit. Why is no one pissed off about NATO? Why are people still defending NATO? 'Cause Russia. 'Cause Russia. Well, I'm sorry, but in the open source paradigm that I live in, it's all about ground up, bottom up movements, grassroots, people taking back the power. Regional currencies, guild-based currencies, those are real bills. Adam Smith wrote a real bills doctrine. And Webster Tarpley's wrong. Ayn Rand isn't a fascist. She might have been a little ignorant about Eastern philosophy and cultivating the crown chakra, cultivating the third eye, intuitive abilities, but her book Atlas Shrugged isn't so bad, actually. It's quite good, in fact. So, Webster Tarpley is wrong. NATO is the cancer. The root of all the terrorism goes back to NATO, P2 Lodge, Swiss bankers. Crazy stuff. And Hillary Clinton destroying Yugoslavia and all these supposed liberal, lefty, progressive, all my buddies, oh, they had no problem pulling the lever for Hillary Clinton. Come on now. Come on, man. So Trump, you know, I don't know, they compare it to gonorrhea versus cancer. Well, it's like, I'd rather have gonorrhea, I guess. Yeah, he fell for the white helmets, footage, fake gas attack. They go in, gas! And the defense contractors make $1 million launching 100 cruise missiles into Syria. $1 million, $1 billion. That's what that's all about. But at least Trump admits there were bombs in the towers. I mean, come on. Oh yeah, Barbara Honegger, I forgot to mention that. She says a drone hit the Pentagon. A drone painted to look like an American Airlines or United Airlines plane. And she has photographic evidence, and she barely gets mentioned. Why? Probably because she has photographic evidence. So hopefully this YouTube will go through, and I'll do more of these, because y'all fucking stupid. Bunch of y'all. Just not willing to look at empirical evidence. Empirical evidence that 1979 wasn't a revolution in Iran, it was a coup. Just like there was no Bolshevik revolution in Russia, it was a coup. But the American Revolution, alright, Boston Massacre, staged, false flag. I agree, George Seldes was right about that, okay? Rebels, revolutionaries, they shot into the, British soldiers shot at them. Of course, they were expecting to get shot back. They exaggerated the injuries. However, the British Crown denied Catholics the right to bear arms. So, I mean, if you do that to a universal church, which is what Catholic means, universal, you got to expect there's going to be a revolution when you try disarming the people. In fact, that's the kind of fundamental grounds of revolution, overthrowing a tyrannical government. And disarming people based on their religious affiliation, kind of tyrannical. So, that's what I got for you today. That NATO sucks, Jimmy Carter sucks, Ronald Reagan sucks. Basically, all the American presidents suck for like the last 100 years. Maybe there's an exception with Calvin Coolidge. FDR. FDR seized people's gold. Very progressive. Progressive era. A bunch of trained seals out there. Executive Order 6102, look it up. He seized people's gold, just like the Bolsheviks, the communists, the Nazis. FDR did the same thing. Lincoln wasn't perfect. Oh, wait a minute, they killed Lincoln. Guess we didn't really win the Civil War, did we? People are just so lame. Wait a minute. They'll praise the taking down of Lenin's statue, but don't you dare take down those Confederate statues! Why not? What's the difference between a communist statue and a Confederate statue? It's all a British Psyop, Masons, left and right. Judah P. Benjamin, August Belmont, Rothschilds. Look it up! 5 minutes on Google. Don't need to spend the whole day. 5 minutes will do you good. Anyhow, I'm going to stop right now because any longer and these videos take too long to upload and maybe they don't get saved. So, peace! Hashtag hands off Syria. Exit NATO!